Welcome to the online tutorials of the provitals. Today here we're going to learn about the basic concepts of the computers. Now here in these basic concepts of the computers, the main agenda is to understand the computer hardware, input devices, output devices, secondary storage. Computer software, system software, and that an application software working with the Windows. And at last the computer network basics. A computer is a device which allows you to input raw data, perform computation and processing, store the data for retrieval, obtain desired informations. A computer is an electronic machine that can be programmed to accept the data input and process it into useful information output. Data is put in the secondary storage for safekeeping for the later use. The processing of input into output is directed by the software but performed by the hardware. Computer technology is complex but based on the simple principle, that is, input as raw data, instructions for the storage, and output as an information. Computer process data by means of a binary systems. Computers are the device powered by the electricity, which has two discrete stages on and off. Two digits represents these stages: 0 for the electronic state for off and 1 representing on the presence of an electronic charge. Now we are going to learn about what are the main components of hardware and software. Basic computer of hardware. This is explained as the following hardware components. First, input devices accept data or commands in the form of a usable by computers. Data and commands can also be sent to the processing unit, example keyboard, mice, scanners, microphone, digital camera, etc. Output devices display the processed information understandably and usefully, example the printers, monitor, speaker, etc. Processing devices are contained in the computer system units and are comprised of the circuitry. The main circuit board is the motherboard with its central processing unit that is called CPU and memory. Storage devices include storage for its data and programs outside the computer's processing unit. Example: hard disk drive, floppy disk drives, chip drives, CD-ROMs, CD rewritables, and the DVD-ROM drives. Drives read from and write to the storage media, the physical material that can store the data and programs. Communication devices provide connections between the computers and the communications networks, allowing for the exchange of information and the data with the other computers via transmission media such as cables, telephone lines, and satellites. Here is some graphic representations of the computer's components. Here you can see the communication devices, input devices, secondary storage, output devices, and the processing devices that consist of the control unit, arithmetic logic unit, and the register storage area and memory area. Here you can see some images and pics of key input devices, processing units, that is consider CPU, LU, and CU, and memory, that is also secondary storage devices, and the output devices. Let us have a look at inside. What's inside in the computers? Here you can see one CPU is showing what the CPU, that's called the cabinet, consists of. First we have to talk about the motherboard. The motherboard is consists of various external drives, network modems, keyboard, mouse, joysticks, speakers, DV camera, digital camera, card recorder, TV video, graphic card, scanner, printer, etc. Now we are going to talk about the input devices. Keyboard, scanner, mouse, joysticks, microphone, etc. are the input devices. Mouse pointer forms. Suddenly you have seen the mouse pointers are based standard pointer from form when the changing a Windows height, form when the changing the windows width, form when changing the windows height and width simultaneously, form when the changing a width the field in the table, form when inserting the text, form when moving a field to a new position on the table, form when application being executed or wait state. Here you can see a keyboard. The whole functions keys from F1 to F12 is there. Escape key, the all alphabetic and numerical keys are there. And one numerical keypad and the space bar, alter control and all this key consists with the keyboard. Next input device is going to be with the digital camera, TV tuner card, digital video camera, barcode scanner, and some output devices are also displaying here. One the printer, monitor, speakers, and fax. Secondary storage devices just like floppy, magnetic tape, hard disk, and CD-ROM. Secondary storage devices is here continue with an disk drives, internal and external hard drives, removable disk drives like floppy disk 1.4 MB, floppy disk FDD that we are calling, zip disk 250 MB, CD-ROM of the 700 MB, DVD-ROM 5 GB, read on write once only and rewritable also. Combination drives, that is the CD rewritable, DVD ROM, CD rewritable, DVD writer. Many other forms of the memory sticks, multimedia card, compact flash, and smart media. External hard drives. IEEE 139 phone, commonly called Firewire, is very fast external bus standard that supports a data transfer rates of up to 400 Mbps and 800 Mbps. You can see here some 60 GB external hard drives Firewire Universal Bus Link Corporation, that is manufactured by the Universal Bus Link Corporations, and some 60 GB portable hard drive also that you can connect with your PC. Now we are going to understand the computer configuration here. There is some for the characteristics on examples of computer configurations. Present day for the PC family, Pentium 4 AMD C2D, that is called the core to dual core, etc. Memory, that is 500 MB to 1 GB, 3 GB, like that as per the requirement of the user. Microprocessor chip, Intel, Pentium 4 AMD, etc. Clock speed might be 3 GHz, cache memory 512, 2 KB, hard disk drive 360 GB, floppy disk drive 1.44 MB, CD drive 52X, and monitor TFT digital monitors with a 1024768 pixels. Latest technology that today's some latest technologies like Bluetooth products are there in the mobile phone handsets, PDAs are there. Some are the cordless barcode scanners are there, Bluetooth printer and the laptop with the Bluetooth adapter mouse. Hardware recap, just we have to take one hardware recap here. Just some CPU, memory, and input output interface with the computers, with the communication interface like the floppy disk, CD writable, DVD, hard disk, printer, speaker, mouse, tab, monitor, keyboard, etc. Basic. Now learn about the basic of computer software. Software, a set of instruction of program that makes the hardware perform a particular set of tasks, that is called the software. And the software are basically divided into two parts, that is called the system software and the application software. Under the system software, we have to understand the operating systems and the utility softwares, and application softwares we have to understand the general purpose compiler for high level languages. Just here with the for graphical representation, we can understand what the hardware and the kernel and shell. Just the kernel is here the DOS, Windows XP, Unix, Windows 2003, Linux. Okay, and the user interface, that is the text base and the window base. Next is we are going to understand the software layers in a computer system. Here you can see in the system DOS, Unix, Windows XP, Windows 2000, Linux, OS2, etc. are your operating systems. And some utility softwares like memory management, file management, antivirus, etc. that are called the utility softwares. Next we want to understand the system softwares. The system softwares are like MS Office, Lotus, Smart Suite, Mantura, PageMaker, etc. That is also called application softwares. Then C, C++, .NET Framework, Java, Smalltalk, J2E, etc. That is the higher level languages. Next is general purpose software, scientific, business, design, marketing, entertainment, user design application softwares. That is as per the user requirement softwares are there. Now come to the computing environment. That the computing environment works in the three parts, that is single user, multi-user and network. Personal computers that you are working on, that is basically it's a single user system. One user can work on it, no efficient use of a system. Operating system like MS-DOS, PC-DOS, resources sharing cannot be done. Next we come to the multi-user system. Multi-user systems, under that you can see the graphical representation here. The main computer is just like a server. Some PCs are connected with the workstation and the terminals. More than one user can work on the systems. Operating system like Unix, Linux and the Linux etc. can be worked. Resource sharing can be done. Now to understand the network basics. What is networking? Calls of the networking and the classification of the network. Here we have to understand what is the network. A network is a group of interconnected systems which share the services and interact with each other by the means of a shared communication link. These systems can be located anywhere. Network is often classified according to its geographical size. Now the goals of the networking. Goals of having a networking environment is to provide the services and to reduce the equipment cost. The primary reasons of the networking pieces are follows. Sharing files, sharing printers and other devices, provide distributed computing, centralized administration of resources, security of resources, classification of the networks. The most common classification of the networks are the LAN, WAN and MAN. That is called the local area network, wide area network and the metropolitan area network. LAN. The local area network is a group of computers and the network communication devices interconnected with a limited area, such as a building or a campus. Local area network is less expensive and the data transfer rate is quite high. Here you can see pics of a network where some terminal is there, workstation is there, which is connected with some printers are there, line printers, more than one printers are also connected. There is some server which is installed some software like Unix, NT or like that operating systems are there. They are connected with each other and from that then they can serve their resources just like a printers and other things. WANs. WAN is the wide area network interconnected LANs. Wide area network may be located around the world. It's around the globe that we can say. It is quite expensive as the technology required to connect to different LANs is more complex and sophisticated. Also, the data transmission is more susceptible to errors in case of WANs as the transmission is for long distances. Now here you can see images of how the WAN is working. The satellite is there that is showing that some connected with the dish antenna, just like with some LAN. Means we can say the small LANs are connected with the satellites and it makes the WAN. Here we require for the PC some modems you can see here, and some dial-up line are there, leased telephone lines are there. With the help of that one, the fiber link cables are there, dish antenna. Through that one we are connected with the satellite and we can access the data from them. Now this is a good example of the WAN, that is the internet, that every machine is transparent connected to every other. Thank you.